one digit. You can move. You already know it. You look like you already know it, the answer. Maybe. You can change. If you already know, please don't tell. Let the others think about it. You can change. You can move only one digit, but you cannot move the signs or cannot add or take them out. Cannot add new signs. Only by moving one digit can you make this equation correct. Because it's not correct now, right? Any idea? Only moving one digit, make equation correct.
It's not so easy, I tried it.
Maybe you need some math skills.
That's not a math person.
Not that easy, not that easy. You need some basic, not basic, some math knowledge. Yeah, you need it.
You only move one digit.
Move one digit.
Teacher, you should be flexible.
I don't want to spend, because it might take a lot of time. I don't want to spend so much time on it. But I think nobody got it.
Teacher, you should be flexible.
Do you have any idea, Ivan?
Change 2 and 3.
Change to? Take it
3.
where?
Yeah, take 3.
Change 2 and 3, right? That's what you said?
Oh, yeah.
But you move two of them then.
You
You can only move one, yes.
You move
Yeah,
6
but
up
only
a little bit.
Great. Let's move 6 a bit up.
Oh, yeah. 2 to the 6th power.
Okay. Now the equation is correct. Because 64 minus 63 equals 1. Right? So this is a creative thinking. That's how the process happens. So let's go to the other one. There is an ancient invention still used in parts of the world today that allows people to see through walls. What is it? This is an easy one.
Window.
Yeah!
Did you say it before class?
Window, yes! Creativity is like the window. Creativity is the window for us to see behind the walls, to see through the walls. So, can you go? Alright. This, do we have time? Only 3 minutes. Now we are going to watch only because of the time limit.
Oh, your time's fine. No problem, no problem.
We can, yeah, for a while we can watch, and then Michael will go with his part.
Alright, so, because we love you guys, we have nice speakers too. So.
Owls, camels, dogs.
This is what the teachers think about creativity.
Fun with Jerry.
Creativity. Start again. Creativity is about
freedom to develop ideas in your own way, making learning fun.
An exciting approach to learning. Doing things differently, I think. That's what I'm going to say. Doing things differently.
Imagination.
your interaction of your mind, your soul with the environment. Developing curiosity in children.
Painting. Excitement.
Very, very important. That's not a very good answer.
The bit about the job I love the most.
Is it too soft for you guys? Can you guys hear right there? Yeah? Okay.
Creativity should be at the crux of everything we're teaching, to engage children, to give them a love and excitement for what they're learning.
I think you can see creativity everywhere in the curriculum and outside the curriculum.
It's about providing a curriculum that's exciting and enriching for the children.
Creativity is you as the teacher being creative with what you're teaching them.
The concept of creativity needs to be at the heart of all teaching.
And to be a creative school, everybody in that school needs to be actually have the prescription cut. And for you to be able to say, it's yours, you know what the children need. You know each individual child in your class needs to push them as far as they can and maximise the potentials that you can. Be as creative as you possibly can.
Creativity for me is all about thinking, right, this is my objective.
this is what I've got to teach. They've got to understand equivalent fractions. It's really daunting. I sat down and thought about this all last night, and when you asked me, I can't think of anything creative I've ever done.
Creativity about everything, you know. You're teaching a 2 times table, you can be creative how you do that.
So you're always thinking, how am I going to achieve that? And you have to think creatively.
So I'm always looking for things that are the children enjoy, or asking them even.
I used to stand and say 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. You know, creativity is much, much more than that.
I could stand in front of a class every day and teach the objective. The learning wouldn't be there.
They enjoy it and they feel freer and more able to question things, have a go at things, test ideas out.
And then if you can engage them in that early enough, you hope that they will keep that engagement through their whole learning life.
Everything you look at this direction from one day and maybe look at it differently from another day.
Am I going to get them to be the equivalent fraction? I don't know if that would work, but am I going to take them outside and show them something? Am I going to get them to do something in groups? How am I going to really get across to them this understanding of this particular concept?
It's sort of like losing the rules of a normal lesson.
Okay, so that's one of the videos we watched to kind of get our ideas down about what is creativity and yeah, what do other teachers think about creativity. So my part, I asked myself this question after seeing the video. Why, if we're using creativity to teach our students, my first question is why would we want to use creativity? Why is it so important? There's some key people that have wrote books about creativity and creative thinking and teaching other people to think creatively. So I was asking myself why teach it? Why do we need creativity? You had your hand up. You want
to get the attention?
Yeah, that's one of the things. If you watch later in the video, pardon?
Motivation and
yeah,
attention.
motivation and all that. It's part of it. You know, it's kind of all interconnected. And yeah, like what you said. You know, why would we want to use creativity in our classroom? To make lessons more exciting, to get students more involved, to make the lessons real for them by role playing maybe. And you know, I'm sure some of you have done that. Have you done role playing in your class? You've done role playing in your class, David? Yeah. And it's basically to get them involved so that learning can be more effective, right? You want to be creative so that the objectives don't just get taught, but it becomes real to them and they feel it and it affects them and they can apply it in some way. And now I added something that I didn't find in the video actually, but I put in there to stimulate and encourage creative thinking for the future. Yeah, and why is that important? Why is that important? I remember when I was in sound engineering school, the second year, we did a lot of humanities stuff, and we came on a topic about creativity, and this guy came up that my professor talked about, Edward De Bono. I don't know if you guys heard of him. Yeah, and he talked about because we were in sound school in filmmaking, so we were talking about creativity and how ways to get ideas out. And that guy came up, and so I looked that guy up, and he basically he's written a book about creativity, creative thinking, and how to teach it. And he's developed different books about exercises that can help you, and you can help other people come up with as much ideas as possible. Okay. So now, more on creative thinking. I read an article, and according to research, they said that on average, an adult thinks about 5 to 6 different angles to a solution, but a child, on average, thinks probably about 60. And they're just ideas, they're just all out of there, you know. And yeah, and so, in further down the same article, it said that research has also shown that creative quantity means quality. Now, I don't mean that the more you have, everything is better. It means that the more ideas you can come up with, you're more likely to get a better quality idea at the end of it, the more you think of it. So that is what the creative thinking skills that Edward De Bono is kind of talking about. And he's saying that you can actually teach people to think in that way, to think creatively, to think outside of the box, if you will. So, yeah. So I talked about Edward de Bono a lot, and if you want to, I haven't read his books. This is just a highlight. If you want to look up more about creative thinking, they're selling his books at Kinokuniya. He has a really good book out. I thought it was cool. It was like how to get creative ideas or something, and the whole book is basically games where you can get your ideas out. And these are just some of the books he wrote, famous ones: Lateral Thinking and Six Thinking Hats, and yeah, he's basically all about thinking, teaching people to think. And the next guy, we're gonna show some videos, and we're gonna do PowerPoint, and we're gonna show some videos. He's actually the second video we're gonna show at the end, Ken Robinson. I don't know if you guys seen him or heard about him. Yeah? And yeah, he was really great. But when I saw his video, I said we have to show him. So he'll come up later. This is kind of a foretaste of what's going to happen later. In the video that he speaks to this this group, this convention. It's called TED, and I kind of looked it up, and it's like all these creative people, leaders of some sort. They get together and they share ideas, and I think they come up with other creative ideas. I don't know. Have you heard of it?
I've seen the video.
Yeah, you've seen the video, yeah. And he said
my students showed a lot.
Yeah, some really cool stuff. He said creativity is as important as literacy. It means that it's not just second, you know, it's not back there. It's important as well. And if you're not prepared to be wrong, you cannot come up with anything original. It just kind of ties in with what Guy was saying about risk taking. As teachers, we have to be prepared to be wrong sometimes, and we have to teach that to our students. Yeah. So then I thought, why is teaching students to be creative an important skill? I mean, why? Why? So here I kept looking up, and I found this other site, and it talked about, and it's this site, it's a UK site, and it's called Creative Curriculum. Like research group or something like that, and they have this school. It's all about utilizing creativity in the school, in government school. And what they said and there's a short clip on there. I'm not going to show it, but I'm just going to kind of brief it here. Just kind of zing fast here. Because the future is uncertain. The students that we have now in the classroom, they're going to be facing the future. They're going to be retiring in about 60 to 40 years. I don't know if some of us will be around in 60 to 40 years. You know. Maybe I will. I don't know about you guys, but just kidding. Kidding. But that was pretty sorry. But anyways, what they're basically saying is the future is so uncertain that we have to teach students to be prepared for that, to be prepared for the uncertainty in the world in the future that we don't know about yet, you know. And so we have to develop students that can cope with change and work with others, interaction, and come up with new ideas. So the whole thing back to the, interacting with each other, taking risks, and thinking and producing new ideas, thinking and producing new ways of engaging with the world around them. So, one of the articles I read, it said that design thinking helps manage the innovation process. What is innovation? In the article, it defined innovation as the production or implementation of ideas, actually making those ideas come to life, according to that article. And that art-based processes help people become comfortable with uncertainty. So that's why it's important to teach students how to be creative so that they can cope, the future. So, yeah, next slide. Okay. So now I dug in a little deeper, and I found this guy, found this book actually called A Whole New Mind. Have you guys heard of it? A Whole New Mind? Written by this guy named Daniel H. Pink actually. And he used to be the speechwriter for Al Gore. And he wrote that now the age that we are living in, we're moving from the information age to the conceptual age, the creative age. I haven't read his book. I just read the introduction on Oprah.com. So,